As you may already know, my name's Clare Baker and I'm a former clutterholic and borderline hoarder. I successfully cleared all my clutter in 11 areas and rooms of my home over 20 years ago without the need for an expensive home visit. And I've been helping people around the world do exactly the same ever since, so that they too can know what it's like to live a completely clutter-free life forever. One of my missions is to dispel a lot of the decluttering myths that are perpetuated by most of the decluttering TV programs, books, and experts by explaining exactly why they are myths. So today, I want to explain the myth that you should start with the biggest, most cluttered area or room first. I'm going to explain 5 reasons why this myth is a myth, although there are many more than just 5. You decide to try to declutter again. You decide to start on the area or room that you believe is going to make the biggest improvement to how you feel and what you see in your home the fastest. You decide to start on the biggest, most cluttered area or room. Before you know it, the overwhelm hits you, the decision-making fog descends, and you lose the will to live again. You give up, having made no visible difference whatsoever, again. You're stuck in the giving up cycle, which isn't helped by the fact that you always start by trying to clear the biggest and most cluttered area or room first. Been there, done that. And if I hadn't realized this myth is a myth, my garage would still look like a storage unit and you wouldn't be watching this now. Here are 5 reasons why you should never start clearing the biggest and most cluttered area or room first. So the first reason is because of overwhelm. Let me ask you, how many boxes, bins or piles do you have in your biggest, most cluttered area or room? More than 7? How many things are in each of those boxes, bins or piles? More than 7? I'm going to assume your answer is yes. And that's why you feel overwhelmed. When your brain has more than 7 thoughts, feelings, memories or emotions at once, it triggers overwhelm and your logic and reason part of your brain gets switched off. So, given that just one item in your biggest, most cluttered area or room could easily trigger more than 7 thoughts, feelings, memories, and emotions, you are guaranteed to feel overwhelmed before you even start trying to make decisions on the clutter in your biggest, most cluttered area or room. The second reason it's a myth that you should start with the biggest, most cluttered area or room is because of learning. You need to learn lots of things before you start clearing your biggest area or room. For example, how to manage the overwhelm, why you have your clutter challenge, how to make decisions, how to keep areas and rooms clutter-free forever once you've cleared them. The third reason this myth is a myth is because of your experience. Some of the learning can be done through understanding theory and the way your brain works. Some of it must be done through applying that theory to your clutter with exercises, practice, and making the inevitable mistakes that provide us with significant and valuable experience, learning, and feedback that help us to make better decisions in the future. You know that your biggest, most cluttered area or room is the most overwhelming, and in the past has caused you to give up, if indeed you've ever actually managed to start trying to clear it in the first place. This time you need to learn the theory and first apply it to smaller, less cluttered areas and rooms so that you can get the experience and knowledge that the tools you have will help you make decisions and will actually work on the bigger, more challenging clutter in your biggest, most cluttered area or room. The fourth reason it's a myth that you should start in the biggest, most cluttered area or room first is because of confidence. As you apply the theory on non-physical digital clutter first, you can build your confidence, not only that you can make decisions and let go of things in your clutter, but as you move on to clear whole areas and rooms, that you can keep small areas and rooms clutter-free. Because after all, you don't just want to clear your clutter. You want to stay clutter-free forever, right? If you try to start by clearing your biggest, most cluttered area or room first, not only will you immediately become overwhelmed, but you also won't be able to make decisions because you haven't done the learning first. Consequently, just like in the past when you tried to declutter, you won't be confident that you can clear it all and keep it clutter-free forever, even if you do manage to clear it all. You will need to build your confidence that you can clear your clutter. Make decisions and let go of things in your clutter by starting on your non-physical digital clutter first. Then, as your confidence builds, move on to the smallest, least cluttered area and room first. Leave the biggest, most cluttered and usually the most emotionally challenging areas or rooms until last. When you're clearing your clutter, you need to use a swimming pool analogy. Stop jumping in the deep end and drowning. Go to the shallow end. Learn how to stay afloat, and then gradually build up your confidence as you learn to swim towards the deep end. It may take longer, but at least you won't drown before you've cleared all your clutter. The fifth and final reason why it's a myth that you should start with the biggest and most cluttered area or room is because seeing is believing. When you start with the smallest, least cluttered area or room, you'll see and feel a difference significantly faster than if you start with the biggest, most cluttered area or room. Think about it. Which do you think will take you longer to clear and therefore where you will see a difference faster? A hallway or a garage? If you're like me when I had my clutter challenge, then you're impatient to see and feel the difference fast. That's why you've given up so many times in the past. You may think you'll see and feel a bigger difference by clearing your biggest, most cluttered area or room first, but you'll give up long before you see and feel that difference. Reframing starting with the smallest, least cluttered area or room first as a way to manage your impatience so you can see and feel a difference fast will make a difference. When you see the visible results of the time, energy, and effort that you put into clearing your clutter in the smallest, least cluttered area or room first, the quicker your confidence will grow. The more likely you are to want to make the time to do the doing, the less likely you are to feel overwhelmed, and the less likely you are to give up. You can clear your clutter fast or you can clear your clutter forever, but you can't clear your clutter forever fast. If you're ready to get the help that you need to successfully clear your clutter forever, click on the link with this video to find out how I can help you.